Just the other day, I discussed how the Trion Worlds CEO Scott Hartman made some pretty serious accusations about G2A and the allegedly fraudulent keys that he discovered via his company's own research. Now we have a comment in response from the head of PR, Marej Kus, whose name I've already just butchered, so do forgive me there, and he has responded on behalf of G2A. And he has basically said that the listing of global game keys is not fraud at all, even if it is bought cheap in one region and relisted at a higher price, and also criticised Hartman for not actually working with them to solve the issues, which, you know, is valid. If these are concerns are so prevalent and G2A isn't going anywhere, at least not anytime soon, then it also would benefit you to at least try and solve the issues. But regardless, now, if you haven't seen the video I did, and I do recommend you go and watch it if you haven't seen it already, as I do go through things in a little bit more detail. But the first thing that Hartman actually alleged was that, according to his company's research, basically all of the really cheap keys on G2A are either purchased fraudulently via, stolen credit cards or hacked PayPal accounts or other such methods, or via a region price exploit, which of course is when you buy it cheap in one region and then sell it still cheaper to another region, but obviously more than what you paid. Now, Marej said, quote, "Mr. Hartman didn't provide us with any evidence, nor did he ever contact us. If what he says is true, why didn't he make any attempt to solve this problem with G2A?" And he also called into major doubt the findings that he found during his investigation, that being, of course, Hartman. Now, as I said in my previous video, I personally would not say that buying a key that was purchased cheaper in another country and then being sold to you cheaper than what you normally pay is really what I would call fraud, because again, as I posed in my original video, let's say you live somewhere where games are ridiculously expensive, just say for example Brazil or Australia. If someone is selling a key bought from somewhere really cheap for less than you would pay but more than what the person selling it paid for it, why would you not? As long as it's a legitimate key that wasn't bought via a stolen credit card, it was just bought in another country where games are cheaper, why would you not? And basically Marej pointed out that G2A don't control the region locks or any lack thereof or presence of them on the keys listed on their marketplace. Only with those people actually generating keys are actually able to do this. And he says, quote, "If the keys have not been locked to any specific region, that means the keys are to be used without any limitations in the entire world, and people can sell them everywhere, including on our marketplace to anyone, anywhere. Where do you see the fraud here?" So basically what he's saying is that if the developer/publisher hasn't put a limitation on this batch of keys to only be sold in X country because of the pricing there or what have you, then is it really fraud to then sell that key somewhere else? Because it's not like you're breaking a region lock to sell it. There was no region lock placed upon it in the first place. It's not down G2A to region lock because, well, they don't have the power to do that. Now, you might also recall that Hartman made the very serious allegation that G2A knowingly built a business model based upon fraud. Again, we're not talking about the regional price thing here. We're talking about the accusations of keys bought with stolen credit cards and all that sort of thing, which does happen on G2A, but of course Hartman's accusation was that they built their business upon this knowingly. And Marej replied, quote, "There are many marketplaces around the world that only operate with third-party sellers like eBay. We have over 12 million customers and over 260,000 sellers selling over 50,000 products. That is what we make money off of." And he also pointed out the various things that G2A have brought into place and the changes that they have made based upon criticisms from the industry. Like I said before in my last video, I don't personally agree that the regional pricing trick is fraud. Again, if there's no region lock put in place by the developer or publisher, why should someone who lives in another country where games are ridiculously expensive for whatever reason not take advantage of a key being sold at a cheaper price because it was bought in a cheaper region? That's not fraud. As long as the key was not purchased with a stolen credit card or a hacked PayPal account or what have you, that is not fraud, at least in my opinion. And of course, his accusation was not only that it was fraud, but their entire business model was based upon it. Now, fraud definitely does happen on G2A. I just want to throw that out there. I just don't think the regional pricing keys are a part of that. The fraud happens with, keys purchased with stolen credit cards, which are then charged back and cost the developer money, hacked PayPal accounts, all that sort of thing. That stuff very much does happen, and G2A really need to kind of pull their finger out to crack down on that. They have been trying. It took them a bit too long, but they have been trying. It's just a problem that, of course, they need to work on But that's not really what this video is about. It's more about Heartens' accusations, and here are G2A's response to it. Seems only fair for them to get a rebuttal to his very serious accusations. So, my previous video, which I keep mentioning, is linked in the description below, as well as the source for this particular video. Let me know your thoughts and opinions as always. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.